Connecting. Connecting. What? Oh, yeah.
Give me the Grey Wolf.
You haven't earned it.
I hit all the bottles. Give me the Grey Wolf.
But you didn't hit them in the right order.
Give me the fucking wolf. Take the fucking wolf. Take the stupid stuffed fucking animal. Take it. Take the goddamn animal. Listen to me, bitch. Now I'm gonna have to suplex you.
Okay then. Whatever. It was too intense. All right. Okay, now that I'm back in position and the stupid music has ended, we will close that down and instead we'll do our actual stuff. So I was like looking, I guess I'm like promoting the story on Amazon because like I was looking through the erotica back in the day, back when it was all somewhat still listed, barely. Just the faggots who wanted their stuff listed. But this was the one story that seemed like as though it was potentially something. I mean, it has a good cover, and I'll just read it, I guess. Kate is a promising young archaeology student who discovers an incredible statue of a fertility goddess buried in the African desert. So unique of a plot, right? After a freak accident, Kate begins to transform, her body swelling and growing with maternal curves that mark her as the first of a new generation of disciples tasked with restoring peace of the goddess on earth. With the help of her boyfriend, Kate sets out to restore the temple of the goddess and also to spread the joy of being massively pregnant with as many women as possible. 68,000 words of erotic fantasy, including breeding, hyper-pregnancy, growing breasts, milk, and women loving every minute of it. Yeah. So it's super nerdy like everything, but like that's better than like just lame, I guess. Maybe it's something. So that's the type of stuff I want to, narrate anything actually, but I never gets to, even though I'm the best. Oh, also, I want to point this out. Amazon is probably the worst. Like, they're the worst, okay? They just sell you meth. Every year, new types of meth. I keep pointing this out. I probably pointed out in a video on YouTube already. They've done it again. Check this shit out. Okay, so you got teacrine. It's natural sourced. It's from some plant. It's no big deal. Right? More than great energy. Everybody loves it. Careful with how much you take, whatever. You go over here. Here's the other product that pops up. They always have an alternative. That's meth. Okay. Dynamine and methylliberine powder. So it's just liberating meth to just kill you in your body. Tasteless. Does that sound safe? Like, before, they just had methamphetamine on here. Like, they were just selling bulk, fuck shit. Because they just had so much that no one wanted. Because they just harvest the shit out of it of people's corpses or something. I don't know. But the point is...
Well, but that's admitting it causes cascade failure.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's so many corpses. Because so many people took it. Then there's too much and everyone's dead.
Like I already said, the admittance that it frees your meth. Yeah, that's what bad meths do. They're a meth without an end.
Method.
Yeah, a method without an end goal. So they keep connecting to other meth cells in your body that are supposed to be your tissue potential and other things. and cascading them into energy instead of anything else, so you waste away while burning alive, basically.
Yep. Fun stuff. So yeah, don't use this one because you will die instantly. Do use this one because you will be sexy and have great sex and many children's. Tia crying. That's what I'm ordering. Trust the doctor.
I don't think you even need that.
Fuck yeah, I do. I need to gain. I said I gotta be 200 by the end of the year.
Okay, whatever.
Whatever. Probably only like 180 right now.
Probably won't even help that much.
Don't doubt. Just believe. Believe, my son. Okay, last thing I'm going to point out. So, I was convinced to finally use Literotica. Because they finally updated the website so I can even handle it. Like, it just had to be updated, apparently. Because it was just killing everyone. So, it's better now. It's usable. So, I was looking at this Literotica Summer Lovin' Erotic Story Contest. And I'm just doing that voice based on this cartoon. That's the way he sounds, this guy. Right? And
I'd say so.
And she's like, you do her voice. Or should I?
Wait, for what words?
Literotica Summer Love and Erotic Story Contest.
Okay. Literotica Summer Love and Erotic Story Contest.
Yeah, there you go. Yes, perfect. Anyways, I was looking through these. The first one, Trans Summer. That one might be different, but I feel like not every one of these, even when they act like as though they're going to be supernatural, it's just lies. And instead, it's just people's wishful dreams about how much more they had sex with their family, you know? So, like, I don't know, man.
Seems kind of boring, mundane. And
Like, I was looking through these. Like, okay, like, here's got to be something. Like, say, Wildflower. These are kind of interesting. Seaside Succubus Restaurant. Let's try this one. Alice and Kendra. Pepper begged to eat her pussy. Whips and chains would definitely be in their playroom.
Yeah. Whips and chains.
How can I help her? Questioned Pepper a bit too eagerly. She wanted to help Kendra. Kendra was just so beautiful and powerful. She was everything that Pepper wasn't. No. But, like, I guess it's a story, you know. They're all well written, like, but, anyways. I'm better, so there. Because I, like, actually write, fiction and not like imagination attached to real world anything. Like, I don't mean that. I mean like fantasy, you know? Like the story I'm going to be narrating today. Like this one. By the Erotic Prince Society. What's the old joke? Vice is nice, but incest is best. Put your sister to the test. Well, both of my half-sisters, one's my stepmother, the other my stepsister. Both are my aunts, and one's a niece. And all them folded into two drop-dead gorgeous sluts who pass the family sex test with flying colors several times a day. Can we...
How about it not be written that way if you're going to even have those fetishes? Because then, you know, let's not go back to the Deep South ever again.
Yeah... So that's what's scaring me about these stories, and so now you can appreciate my classy alternative to this incest vibe, the real deal. Okay. All right. So as you saw the Summer Lovin', I guess I'll submit something to that possibly. I have whipped something up that I'll. Anyway. See here, publish your own erotic audio. If you look at the erotic audio on this website, it's just a bunch of women going, and then I'll, like, take off your pants, and then...
And then the sexual nature of my slight foreign accent totally won't annoy you.
Except I'm doing it too good. They're more like, how do I do it that bad? Are they more like...
No, I was just trying to make fun of how they
Here, the erotic voice of my body will express itself upon you.
So, Arnold Schwarzenegger's Mexican-made, illegitimate children lover in the night.
I don't know, sure.
That's basically what they sound like.
I don't know. But yeah, so I'm going to do my own actual erotic audio and submit it, of course. So now we got to get to the actual goodies. So, here's the art cover for the story. Perfectly fine for me to show because it is art. Here's that version, and then the tentacles in the formation there version. Yes, there's your preview, what's coming. All over. Alright, so we're going to be doing chapter 1. The description I put here is... Where is it? Short description. An oceanid offers a new life for a young couple. That's how short it has to be for this website. So there's your good description. Okay, and then we can do it. We can do it real good. All right. Clear the bronchitises. Bronchiolectomies. All right. Testing. 29, 72, 32, 1.5. Divisional. So it's really quiet here. Why is that? Because, like, if I go over here, how loud is that? I mean, that's pretty loud. I don't know. Can I adjust it? Did this do it?
That's as loud as it goes, I guess.
No, I'm going to go down there.
Oh, yeah.
So then I can get closer to it. Like, why is it so quiet?
I don't know. It's been quiet for a while.
Yeah,
it has nothing to do with the mic.
Anyways, I'll just crank that down. Okay. Alright. Okay, then. I'm just gonna do commanding super lips mode. Alright. I'm gonna eat into this baby. Blah, 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 blah. In the moonlight, in the sunlight, but never in the footlights. Alright, that's pretty nice. I'm really eating that microphone good, and it's still coming out clear. Okay, let's test that. Alright, that's pretty nice. I'm really eating that microphone good, and it's still coming out clear. Okay. Very good. Alright. The story starts with a female voice, so I gotta get right into that. Gotta set the mood of my vocalizations. Gotta pop everything another dozen times. Brutality. Alrighty. Hey, you guys remember when I did hemps up my nose? Well, these are pineapple blaze variety. So, like, if I do these up my nose, I may lose brain cells and also get smarter because the cells that remain will be pure and strong.
Out on the African safari, the wildest lion is the one that survives endless hunts. while still managing to relax on the weekends.
Yes, in a hot tub. In a bubbling pool hot tub. Oh, yeah.
Surrounded by naked cheetahs.
Damn.
What type of cheetah?
Man, I love this mushroom. I just gotta show it off. Look, it's got a little heart there. And all the swirlies there and veins and everything. Look at that sensual little capule. Yeah. There. There, now it's epic. People will remember it forever. Okay. Now I'm gonna do my shit. I'm just wondering, do you need to stand there? I mean,
I have to. I'm gonna go take a shower.
okay. Okay. Octopussy by Ammon17. Chapter 1. Jeff, look! Look! Look, look, look. Like, I should just stop and test how that sounds. Jeff, look! Do I want to do hyper female? Like, I could do like, Jeff, look! Jeff, look! Jeff, look. Jeff? Jeff, look. Jeff, look. There we go. Jeff, look. Kate points out to a distant point on the chill water. Something dark is out there, but the ever-gloomy sky of a Washington fall makes it difficult to see. She only spotted it because of the odd movement of the thing, or rather lack of movement. In some way, the object is completely resisting every strong tug of the rushing breakers. Hand in hand, Jeffrey and Kate walk somewhat back from the ever-rushing and then retreating slide of waves. Neither want to risk a wetting. The breeze is chill this early in the morning, and damp legs would make the mile-long walk back to the cabin highly unpleasant. Kate scowls at the water.
I can't believe we've even agreed to come on this vacation. A northern beach in October? What was Mom thinking?
Jeff shrugs. Jeff shrugs. Jeff shrugs. Hey, it got us away from all the rumors and crap. He grabs her shoulders and can't help but stare as a soft gust of damp wind ruffles her dark bangs askew. All right. Surely by the time we get back home, someone else will have become the flavor of the week. Kate catches him admiring her and looks out at the water in embarrassment. After a long moment, she sighs in disapproval of her shyness. Squaring her strong shoulders, she looks back up at him in defiance.
You know, we shouldn't even care. So, we both lost all our so-called friends. We still have each other, right? We still have each other, right?
He reaches up and brushes a wisp of hair away from where it is sticking to the corner of her mouth. We both needed to get away on this trip, to adjust, and to figure things out. They again look out on the water, at the distant something that seems to have drifted closer, directly against the now receding tide. You know that we should tell them soon. Kate nods in resolute agreement, but her lips suddenly feel dry.
You're right, I know. But, I know. I know. But, 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 but.
He cuts her off. We need to give them as much time as we can before we have to go back to living our non-vacation lives.
Today, then? Today. Today, then? Today. Today, then? Today, then?
He nods. Today. 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 Kate takes his hand and squeezes it.
Dad is gonna flip. Dad is going to flip.
He puts an arm around her shoulder and they turn to go.
Hold on.
Kate's grip is suddenly tight with panic.
Is that a person?
He turns to study the water where she now points. Sure enough, the dark thing they have been watching for the last minute has come close enough to be made out. They both begin running at the same instant, letting go of each other to pump their arms in the gently grated wet sand. Soon they reach an incoming wave, and it crashes over their shins in a foam of white. Kate pulls to a halt, and Jeff arrives a half-second later. They both study what they can now see as an odd woman who approaches through the slowly deepening water farther out.
Jeff! Jeff? Jeff! Jeff!
Kate, who always brags about having better vision, sounds unnerved by what she sees. He grabs her hand in reassurance, but he too is feeling the prickles up his spine. The waves all run smoothly around the dark figure. It walks easily, as if the water is not a hindrance. The upper body is briefly exposed to them, as a wave trough lowers the water level out further. A swell of large breasts jut against the clingy white dress this uncanny woman wears. Dark silver blue eyes can be seen from even this distance, fixed on the two of them like weakly glowing stars. Jeff wants nothing more than to take a step backwards, but he knows if he does, there will be nothing stopping him from a full-on retreat. Kate still stands strong, not giving any sign of being as freaked as he feels. She does, however, extend her hand for him to take. The dark woman approaches serenely, but she comes closer rapidly now, as if the water carries her forward with each wave. In another minute, the most hauntingly and eerily beautiful young woman stands before them. Her skin is of the deepest silver purple, with lighter spots of blue, like freckles on her shoulders and forearms. Her white dress is thin, but preserves her modesty by retaining its opacity, even while wet. There you go. There's another view. I'll set that there for a second while I do this. Sharp ears jut to long points from the curtains of her blue hair. A pair of fishhook earrings, one of shell and the other of Sea Star, pierce near where her elven ears come flush with her head, showing no sign of earlobes. A blush of healthy pink across the water woman's cheeks is accented by a series of soft-edged tattoos that start near her lips and run up and around, forming semicircles facing each other across a smooth brow. The lower tattoo designs on the cheeks look somewhat like spiral galaxies, or the distortion of stars through wispy cirrus clouds on an otherwise clear night. Her long sable hair reflects the blue gloom of the scowling heavens. Somehow it no longer seems wet. In fact, none of her skin does, as if the water cannot touch this near-perfect being. The woman stops her approach and looks at them with a slight look of uncertainty. A long blue-fingered hand is raised and stretches towards them, like Adam reaching for God. On the wrist hangs a loose strand of hard white pearls. A companion pair loops tightly about her neck. To his surprise, Jeff finds his own hand coming up and forward. Beside him, Kate is doing the same. They glance at each other. Then together, they reach for the extended hand. Alright, I guess I'll end chapter 1 there. Save project as chapter 1. Let me just find where I'm saving it to. There we go. Octopussy. Was that sensual enough? Sensual enough, my dear viewers? All one of you? Totally. 27 minutes. Alright. I guess we'll do the next chapter now. Octopussy chapter 2. I gotta close this one though. That's probably a good idea. Chapter 2. Alright. Alright, we'll start up a new one. Alright, I usually just reopen it. Audacity. Oops. A little more. Let the rhythm take him over. Now he wants more of your taco and his burrito forevermore. Hacienda, never enda. Casa Tasa, he's the bassa. Alright. For each intermission, I've got to do Native American chanting, alright? It's actually mixed race chanting. You see, you have to mix Mongolian with actual Native American, which is not what they say it is. Because Native American reservations are mostly India mixed with Asia. Then they come over and look, Native American however many hundreds of years ago or even decades ago. Anyways, so, or seconds ago? Not that I care, but just saying. So anyways, so when you're like, when you feel out, it's like Death Stranding. There's a video game called Death Stranding. They totally messed it up. So in it, I'm sure there's like people doing Native American chants. getting so straight, it's starting to turn into music each time I do it. What the hell? Can I not do it right now? I was just doing it before the stream. Wow, that's weird. No, I can't do it now. It's like I'm all flowy. Huh. Whatever. My voice is a little deeper too. Whatever. Continuing. I guess. Strange. I mean, can I do some Mongolian singing then? I'm also limited in doing that. Usually I can really... No, I'm not doing that very good either. I'm too smooth, which is good. All right. Chapter 2. Only the briefest of touches passes between the three of them, but Kate still feels the liquid smoothness of the palm and fingers. The blue woman's lustrous skin is glazed with a clear coating that leaves no residue on contact, like half-liquid glass that has somehow remained pliant even after much of the heat has left it. Some, but not all the heat. For this single touch has sent a warm thrill up Kate's arm. It is quite a similar sensation to touching the half-warmed electric oil heater back at the cabin. The pervasive warmth relieving the cramps in a chilled limb. Kate glances over to see that Jeff is also repeatedly clenching and unclenching his hand, as if checking to see that it still works properly. With a shudder, Kate brings a hand to her temple. Drastically foreign thoughts and concepts of reality mentally bombard her. Brief flashing images of a green sea, floating free within a myriad of planets and galaxies. For some reason makes her want to run out into the depthless water and find this fey place that rests within the thoughts of this woman creature. From the way Jeffrey is both clenching at Kate's hand and clutching his ball cap, it is obvious he is fighting the same mental probe. Kate relaxes and lets the images flow into her, and instantly her mind gathers the foreign thoughts and forms them into distinct words she can understand. They echo murkily in her mind, as if bubbling up from the depths of the sea. Daughter of the soil, tell your young mate to free his mind. I wish us to speak together. Kate blinks several times and sways from the new sensation of telepathy, but finally nods her head.
Jeff, relax your mind. She only wants to talk.
Jeff breathes out slowly, relaxing his heavily bunched shoulder and arm muscles. His fingers relax from their fists. His eyes open wide as the images now shape into words for him. The creature seems just a little over-exuberant in forming the speech in their heads. It is as if they are wearing internal earphones, with the volume turned a little too high up.
Long have I waited, observing all the myriad worlds, for love such as you two share. I am only able to come to you now because of your nearness to this place of open sea. After I am finished explaining my being here, I implore you to listen on the offer I bring you. Counsel each other, and decide as one whether or not to accept. Whether or not to accept.
No.
Kate has an urge to reach out and touch the woman's odd, smooth skin again. Instead, she wraps an arm around Jeff, hugging him close and waiting for said offer. Neither of you have ever found acceptance in your kith or kin. Only in each other have you found a strong bond of trust. It is a strength I desire to be a part of, or at least share for a time. Jeff's arms hold Kate protectively. What exactly do you mean? He demands, a note of protective jealousy in his voice. The woman sighs out a string of liquid syllables from her mouth, the first audible noise she has thus made. She also presses her alien words across the mental link, obviously established by their touching her. I am what is known to your people as an Oceanid, one of 3,000 daughters of the Great Sea. A curse has been placed upon us for a perceived wrong once committed, now passed to the 100th generation of your fleeting lifetimes. Oceanid looks at the two of them with such innocent hope that Jeff's protective grip drops from Kate's shoulders. They are both eager to do whatever it is needed to circumvent the spoken-of curse, and they do not even yet know what it might entail, what it might require of them. Oceanid's soft blue lips flex in a hopeful smile. I cannot find true happiness by the loving of any mortal or undying, for no child can or will ever come of such a union. This is the case. This is the curse placed upon my father Oceanus and his sister wife Tethys for their despised union, but also because of their desire for peace when all the heavens were warring. But why have you come to us? What can we do? The woman smiles sadly at Jeff's question, but there also seems to be a hint of hope in her darkly sparkling gaze. I require much and yet little from you, young one. What I ask is for both of you to lay with me. She steps closer, seeming eager but hiding it well. However, I must ask for your woman's affections first. Will you consent, Jeffrey Harold Carver? Jeff looks dumbfounded at the bold request, but possibly even more startled at the usage of his original last and middle names. He looks to Kate. Kate's mind is awhirl with uncertainty. Just a second. Let me check something. Is this the right version? Let me see. Alright, I think it is. Sorry. Boy.
Kate's mind is a whirl with uncertainty. This altruistic woman seems so in need of their help and companionship, but is asking after the one thing that Kate has not even allowed Jeff to have more than a brief taste of. After the way her birth parents abused her, Kate still shudders years later from the intimate touch of another.
I am past this, she tells herself in her mind. My old parents have no hold on me. I'm free of them.
This last is said out loud as a bold statement. Before she can chicken out, Kate steps right up to the blue ocean naiad, grabbing a hold of her slick blue upper bicep, just above where a band of tattoo symbols runs around the Oceanid's upper arm. An immediate warmth courses from the woman into Kate. It isn't until this moment that Kate realizes she has been shivering violently. Now in an instant she is feeling warm and comforted, like she might feel relaxing in an easy chair back at the cabin, swaddled in her robe before the roaring log fire. She feels more alert, her mind sharp and her limbs strong like never before. It is as though her life up to this point has been only half lived. She reaches back and grasps Jeff's large hand. From the way he quits his rapid quivering and shuffling in the breaking waves, it is obvious the cold of the wind and water has now left him as well, though she isn't sure how the blue woman can impart the other strengths through a second-hand connection. Oceanid turns from smiling down at her to again address Jeff, but the words can still be heard by Kate.
I will not ask for Kate what she is not freely giving you, but her body must be prepared for that hopeful eventuality.
This is the wrong version of the story. Where's the other one? Sorry guys, technical difficulty. Super storage. Let's see here. Writing zone. Let's see here. Just give me a minute. No. $35.02, $35.02. So it's the same. What's going on? Where did I'm so confused. Oh, okay. So local test D. AC audio Turbo X. Octopussy. Well, whatever. That's kind of annoying. I think I need to pause here for a moment. My back is tingling something fierce. Right up between the shoulder blades. Ouch. I'll be right back. Give me like a minute, guys. I think I'm only going to finish chapter 2 with that. I'm feeling all stingly tingly.
niggas.
Oops. The Naiad places a hand on Kate's head. It's only now that Kate realizes how much taller than her this woman is. Quite a bit taller even than Jeff.
Caitlin Josephine Palmer. Caitlin Josephine Palmer, please kneel and accept my Octopussy into your mouth for your feeding.
Kate laughs out loud.
Your what? Your what?
Oceanid strokes the top of Kate's head.
My sisters have informed me that many mortals, even those professing undying love for one of them, flee when they see what they must do. So I must ask that you close your eyes. It is better this way. Now keep them closed and kneel.
Even as Kate complies, she mutters to herself,
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Kate's knees hit the grainy sand just as the peak of a wave comes rolling in, reaching up to her hips. But as long as the woman is touching her, there remains no sensation of the cold. With a start of surprise, Kate realizes the water does not seem to be wetting her. The woman's hand, still resting on her head, shifts slightly as she steps right up close. Without much of a conscious decision, Kate peeks open an eye, her inherent caution and curiosity just too much to resist. She squints through her lashes, seeing that the woman's pearly garment is parting where there was just no seam. It is drawn forward and draped around her, in an instant obscuring Jeff's view of what Kate is sure is about to occur. Kate slightly tightens her grip on his hand, wanting to keep him at least physically at ease. Her lashes filtering out too much light, Kate opens her eyes wide in the intensive gloom of the white dress. She has never had so much as the slightest inclination towards lesbianism, yet here she is, in way over her head in this ever more awkward and unappealing situation. Hesitantly, Kate feels up and down this Oceanid's body, finding in equal parts hard muscle and feminine softness. The goddess's core is of particular note, finding it in equal parts hard muscle and feminine softness. The goddess's core is with defined muscle near to the level of those Spartan guys in the 300 movie. Kate had reluctantly snuck into the theater with Jeff to watch it a couple of years ago. He had loved it for the endless bloody action, while she had enjoyed it for the very reason that her hands now caressed the sinewy stomach muscles. She's a real sucker for ripped abs.
Well, I might as well quit this delaying and get on with the nasty part.
Kate's sharp eyes are beginning to adjust. She can now just make out the dark slit of this blue woman's sex. Kate takes a deep breath, preparing to lean forward.
Tongue, don't fail me now.
Just then, many somethings that are branching out in all directions from around the dark vulva begin to move and coil.
What the?
Kate makes the jerk back, but finds her body will not obey. Hearing Oceanid's calming voice in her mind, somehow she knows that Jeff is not privy to these words.
I will return to you your body's control after you have had time to get over the shock of what you are seeing.
Shock is an understatement. A large part of Kate wants to scream and run, never once looking back. Kate watches as the many tentacles about the normal enough seeming vulva, 8 to be exact, nimbly coil together to form a twisted facsimile of a man's phallus. The 8 or so inches of tentacle shaft end in a dull point, rather than the plump glands Kate has heard girls at school describe. The shifting corkscrew coils now move as one to brush her cheek, leaving behind a smear of smooth black secretion. The smell is so wonderfully sweet. You know, I'm going to check if the other version is online here. Just a second. Chapter 2. Let me check this. I think it's the same. God damn it, I'm so confused. Where was that one I was editing? Where could it be? Oh, I'm still going. Oops. Well, at least the third chapter, I know I edited and replaced it, so that should be there. It's really good. Alright. The shifting corkscrew coils now move as one to brush her cheek, leaving behind a smear of smooth black secretion. The smell is so wonderfully sweet. It makes Kate pat her growling stomach in a sudden ravenous hunger. It's only then she realizes that control over her body has been returned to her. She ponders for a long number of seconds on what to do, and then grimaces. It's far too late to back out now, so she might as well try to enjoy herself. Kate keeps one hand on the goddess's hip, but with the other she grips the phallus at its base, to hold it mostly still. Without hesitating to consider the possible dangers, Kate slips her mouth over the wriggling tip. Hearing that men like it when you massage up and down, Kate strokes her hand along the base of the tentacle shaft. But as soon as she gives a strong suck to the prehensile phallus tip with her mouth, her hand gets lightly suctioned to the rod by numerous small sucker holes. It seems the purple spots along the bunches of united tentacles are meant for breathing through. Her sucking brings forth a soft moan from the blue woman, as well as triggering a squirt of the warm black goop into Kate's mouth. At first it tastes unbearably strong, like a concentration of raw blackstrap molasses. But then all her tongue can register is its addicting tang. The flavor is not exactly sweet, but that is the closest Kate can come to describe its tingling zest. She breathes in and out through the convenient pores as she swishes it about in her mouth, her saliva quickly watering it down. She swallows and her eyes widen. The flavor can acutely be felt running down her throat. It is as though her stomach lining has grown taste buds. Whew. I gotta admit, guys, I'm getting kinda flowy. Like, it's just pushing through my frontal lobe here. It's making it hard to concentrate, and I'm getting hungry. They mentioned food in this story, or I did. I mean, they mentioned? I'm really losing it. I'm getting loopy. Okay, I gotta go eat some breakers, and then I gotta drink some alkies, and maybe do some stuff outside. Maybe I'll live stream later today. I'm just, wow. Feeling all zappa-wowie. It was fun while it lasted. Okay. I guess I'll end that stream. See you guys